Fight Fiend forecast. I'm Joseph, the host, back for UFC Des Moines. Full card predictions. Main event, Cory Sandhagen, Deiveson Figueiredo. And it's going to be another thrilling fight night after UFC Kansas City and Missouri absolutely delivered. 12 for 14 on the picks. One pick was a lock of the week that we had wrong, but it is what it is. We move forward, we have momentum, and we take it to Des Moines, Iowa. I want to make some money. I might take some ayahuasca, go on a wild trip, get a little wild, make some crazy picks this week. I think favorites pretty well took over last week in Kansas City, Missouri, and we had a giveaway like we do each and every full card prediction show at the very end. And this girl, Bryn Ray, got her second bag, two-time winner, chicken dinner. She got it done, just like Ian Gary. She got $100 sent to her. Her lock parlay hit, and it was plus 800. What a lock parlay. She got paid, and she's looking for her third win at the $100 giveaway, which will be at the end of this show. Put hashtag F3, give me your lock parlay, above the odds of plus 100, and let's get this money. Missouri was pretty good to us. Now let's see what Des Moines can do. At the time of recording, we got 12 fights. We're going to break down each and every one, starting it off with the first fight of the night. But first, before I get going, smash that like button, suplex the subscribe button if you have not yet, and stay forecasted. Like I said last week, 12 for 14 on the picks. Not too shabby. Let's keep that momentum going here in Des Moines, Iowa. First fight, Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrovic from Croatia, 7-2. Record much better on this side, 3-1 favorite, 4-inch reach advantage, and she looks like an MMA fighter. She fought 5 months ago, split decision loss to a 6-1 Jamie Lynn Horth. Good fight, close fight, competitive. On the other side, Juliana Miller, after that Ultimate Fighter win, from what we can say a win, there wasn't very high level competition on the Ultimate Fighter that year. She got it done. She got the win. She won the Ultimate Fighter. We can say that, I guess. But after that, she got smoked. Both fights. Hasn't fought in almost 2 years. I told you about the reach advantage. She doesn't look like she wants to be an MMA fighter. 3-3 pro record. I can't pick her to win, and I can't waste your time talking about this fight. Give me the Croatian Petrovic for the win here. First fight of the night. Now, in the second fight of the night, they're going to slug it out. They're heavyweight fighters, and I don't advise you to put your money on this one. We don't need to talk about it too long. Don'Tale Mayes, 11-8, is going to work versus Thomas Peterson. He did not create the light bulb. He's about as smart as the light bulb, and hopefully he can turn it on in this fight off a loss where he got knocked out round 1. Didn't look too good. Don'Tale Mayes went to a decision with Shamil Gaziev and lost. But Peterson just got knocked out round 1. MMA math, not working out, not looking too good for Thomas Peterson when he now has to go to work versus a guy that surprisingly still has a job. 6'6" though, big reach advantage. Don'Tale is a tricky fighter to predict. I feel like this is one he could win, but he is a 3-1 underdog. And he's 11-8. I don't really think he's going to win. He is really not that good, in my opinion. He just got submitted in round 1 by a heel hook. Pretty easily. By Walter Walker. He didn't like the submission. It was 2 months ago. Both guys lost 2 months ago. But yeah, Don'Tale Mayes did not like getting heel hooked. He thought it was dirty. Well, damn, he did nothing. He did not look good on the ground. He could get taken down in this fight. Peterson could push him up against the fence, get the control time, be more active, more accurate, win this fight. The record's better on the Peterson side, but honestly, he has not fought the higher level competition. He's green in the UFC, and I don't even know if I can say he's UFC caliber. He has a small reach advantage. It's not going to work for him at the UFC level. If he can win a fight, it's only over the lower bottom feeders in this heavyweight division. And Don'Tale Mayes is probably in the bottom end of the heavyweight division at this point, from what I've seen. He can prove me wrong, because I'm not planning on putting any money on this fight. And now we're talking about the third fight in Iowa. Gaston, Bolanos, 8-4. Quang 8-2. In this one, Gaston Bolanos is pretty good for 8-4. Coming off a win, unanimous decision 5 months ago. He's a fighter that can push forward, land the more damaging shots, and win this fight. The record kind of fools you, but he is a favorite. Bookies know he's a better fighter. I gotta agree. Beg to differ. If he doesn't win, he probably gets taken down, controlled. But from what I've seen from Quang, he cannot do that. He doesn't have a advantage in the grappling department, in my opinion. He gets beat up on the feet in this fight to Bolanos. Lucky if he can survive. Gotta go with the favorite. Record isn't very good, but I think he is better than Quang from Vietnam. Next fight, I gotta go with the Canadian, Gillian Robertson. Favorite in this fight, pretty big favorite, a little bit wide. Marina Rodriguez, 17-5-2, was getting disrespected a little bit, coming off a close fight, split decision to Yasmin Lucindo. She still has a little bit of fight left in her. Would not surprise me if she won this fight via decision. I'm a little bit biased, though. I like the Canadian. She's won a lot of fights versus fighters that are higher level than Marina Rodriguez, in my opinion. She got the job done. Won her last 2 by a decision. She can go 15 minutes. I think she can get the takedown. I can pretty well bank on her getting the takedown. She's very aggressive, relentless, and at some point she might get the back, get a submission. I see the finishing upside for Gillian Robertson, my Canadian, and the club and sub, ground and pound. Everything is available for her in this fight. She's a lot younger, and I expect her to dominate. Pretty big favorite. That's about it. Split decision for Marina Rodriguez in her last fight. Not a bad fight. Not a bad fight. But 37 years old. She's getting old. Takedown defense is starting to diminish. It was decent. It wasn't bad. But at this point, I don't know if she can keep it on the feet. And I would not bank on her keeping it on the feet as a plus 250 underdog. Give me the Canadian, Gillian Robertson, for the win. Next fight on the prelims, Azamat Bekoev versus Ryan Loder. Loder, soft spot for him. He won me money versus Robert Valentine on the Ultimate Fighter finale. He got the Ultimate Fighter win, just like Juliana Miller. But now, how will the rest of his UFC career shape out? That's the big question. I don't know if he can compete versus a Russian 19-3 with experience, low caliber experience or not, beating up tomato cans or not. This guy, over the last 5 fights, is taking steps up in competition, still passing the test, beating boys up. Give me Bekoev for the win. Knockout decision. I expect the favorite, Bekoev, to get the best of Ryan Loder everywhere in this fight. Stop the takedowns. Be more aggressive. Only problem is, he's lacking a reach advantage. He's going to have to close distance, get into boxing range. He's 4 years younger. He should have the better cardio and get it done. Go out there, get it done. Honestly, though, Loder looked good on the Ultimate Fighter finale. And the next girl has to get this one done. Yana Santos, plus 100, versus Miesha Tate, 20-9. Miesha Tate took a big layoff, super inactive. Yeah, she came out there, got the submission win round 3 in her last fight. But even that fight was almost 2 years ago. A year and 4 months ago. Not quite 2 years, but you know what I'm saying. Another long layoff. Now she's fighting a girl that fought 8 months ago, decision win, Chelsea Chandler. We know Chelsea Chandler's not great, but it was a unanimous decision win, high volume for Yana Santos. Great accuracy. She can stop a couple takedowns and probably win this fight. A lot of people aren't picking her on Tapology, but the odds are some close. So I'm slightly going to pick her to win. Yana Santos, another Russian pick. She has a lot of high-level experience, as does Miesha Tate. Both these girls high-equipped, high-experienced. But in a fight that is going to be so close. I'm going against the public, taking Yana Santos for the win. This fight likely goes 15 minutes, though. It's a women's fight. It's a low-confidence pick, but we all can come to a conclusion that it probably goes over 1.5, over 2.5, likely the friggin' distance. So I would look to bet this fight over 1.5 on the parlays. Next one has me thinking and wondering, how did these guys end up back in the UFC? Jeremy Stephens, 29-21, $5 underdog versus Mason Jones, 15-2. Mason Jones, it makes sense. He's been on a roll, couple knockout wins, nice decision win, but he should not be a 5-1 favorite in his return back to the UFC versus Jeremy Stephens, a guy that's fought the who's who, has fought the better competition. 8 years older, but he has been through the ranks. He's fought guys like Yair Rodriguez, and he just won a couple fights, bare knuckle boxing. Eddie Alvarez, past his prime, well past his prime, and a couple other fighters that aren't UFC caliber, but he looked good. Jeremy Stephens won his last 3 fights, bare knuckle boxing. He's still training, working hard. I don't know if I want to count the old dog out. Born and raised in Des Moines, Iowa. I'm doing it. I'm taking a 5-1 underdog. Mason Jones is overpriced, overvalued in this spot. I do think he can probably win a decision, but the finishing upside on the feet is Jeremy Stephens all day on home turf. He has the better boxing. He has more power, the better durability, and I would suspect the better heart. Give me the underdog, 5-1, underdog of the week. I'll probably do it because look at the odds. 5-1. This guy is fighting in his hometown. I'm thinking he's going to get some help from the judges if we need it, or get hyped up from the crowd, use that momentum, and get a knockout. Mason Jones on the feet. He's been getting a couple knockouts, I understand, but the level of competition, not very good. Give me the underdog, 5-1. Jeremy Stephens for the win on home soil in Des Moines, Iowa. Next one, Cameron Smotherman. 12-4 is fighting Surrey City, 11-2. He's from Ukraine, training in Canada, and I think he can do enough to get this win over Cameron Smotherman, who beat Jake Hadley. Good win, unexpected win, but now he's fighting a guy with a reach advantage, height advantage, faster on the feet, better IQ, and technically can win this fight everywhere. He didn't beat anyone spectacular, but his last fight, split decision win, is looking like a good win over Garrett Armfield, who in my opinion is around the same level, same caliber as Cameron Smotherman. This kid could prove me wrong, but Smotherman lost on Dana White's Contender Series and got knocked out to Charalampos Gregorio round 1. The chin is questionable. I don't think his speed is where Serhiy City's speed is at. We got the quicker fighter with the Ukrainian, and we got the fighter that likely hits harder as well. So give me the Ukrainian, the slight favorite, Surrey City, to win this fight by unanimous decision. With the upside of the knockout, in my opinion, in this fight, Smotherman is getting smothered. The next bout is in the bantamweight division between Montel Jackson, 14-2, Daniel Marcos, 17-0, undefeated. This is a close fight. Odds do not represent that whatsoever. Marcos, being undefeated, is almost a 3-1 underdog. Now, there is value picking him to win, but obviously the bookies have some insight, have some intel that Montel might get it done. So I'm picking him to get it done. In the bantamweight division, it's going to be a bash, back and forth, action, packed. But Jackson, he packs a punch. He's good on the ground. He has an upside in this fight to get a submission. I don't think a lot of people are going to be predicting that, but I see a path to victory for it. It might not be likely, but Marcos can get taken down, controlled, and Montel Jackson has a submission win. Daniel Marcos does not, so I do see somewhat of a path to victory for Montel Jackson on the ground. On the feet, like I said, he packs a punch. I think he will hit harder. Marcos is so technical, and he has a high IQ. That's the only problem. He comes into each and every fight with a good game plan, given the fact he's undefeated. He doesn't know how to lose. He's never lost before, so he always fights for your money, obviously. And he has a game plan to win each and every fight. Unfortunately, in this fight, he lacks a 7-inch reach advantage. He's a little bit shorter, and Montel Jackson has that UFC experience that could come in handy in this one. Marco's undefeated for right now, and he's a plus 180 underdog. Do what you want, but give me Montel Jackson in this one. Each and every fight on this card is action-packed, but the next one, it is bound to be a barn burner. Santiago Ponzinibbio, 31-8 versus Daniel D-Rod Rodriguez, 18-5. This is a fight I had circled. Both these fighters, they are hard to predict in my opinion. Now, I don't have a great time predicting them correctly. Now they have to fight each other. Both these guys pack a punch. They can go to close split decisions. Now, stylistically, I got D-Rod. If I had to pick a favorite fighter out of these two, I'd go D-Rod. Stylistically, it's very close in this one. I could say Santiago has more power, but Rodriguez, he can catch people slacking as well. So Santiago has to be ready to go in this one. No slacking. And quite aware that D-Rod ain't no dummy. He's been around. He's done it before. Both these guys, 38 years old. So who can do it better at this point in their careers? It's a close one. I would not advise you to put this one in the parlays. Put money on it for the pick. I got D-Rod, like I said. Win this fight. Close, unanimous decision, split decision. On the feet, he needs to be careful as well. Ponzinibbio has power. He's knocked out guys before. He looked good in a loss to Kevin Holland. So you really can't count him out. Bookies aren't counting him out. He's a slight underdog, plus 100. And now it's time for the co-main event in Iowa. Bo Nickal, 7-0 undefeated versus Reinier de Ridder, 19-2. Middleweight bout. Des Moines must be ready for this one. Iowa's big for the wrestling. They got one of the biggest wrestlers in the UFC showcasing his talents here. Co-main event versus a grappler who had 2 submission wins. Entering the UFC, looking good. Unfortunately, he's fighting a guy that can shut it all down. Shut it down. Bo Nickal gets the takedowns, gets it done in this fight. Reinier de Ridder does not have the gas tank late round 2, round 3 to probably survive. So I see a finish. Bo Nickal late round 2, maybe round 3. If not, unanimous decision on the feet. He will be the better striker. Although I would bet he does not do enough to get a knockout in this fight. Maybe. If it's late in the fight and de Ridder's gassing out, I could see a knockout. But nothing early from Bo Nickal. It's going to be a lot of wrestling. Rinse and repeat. And he gets it done here. De Ridder has one path to victory. Kind of like Andre Muniz. Get a takedown, get to the back, get a submission. I don't see it happening. It's not going to work out. But hey, I had GM3 and Kevin Holland versus de Ridder, and he proved me wrong both times. But now he's fighting Bo Nickal. So, good luck, de Ridder. And now we got to get it done in the main event, off a main event loss last week in Kansas City. Carlos Prates did not get it done. He was Brazilian. Now we're taking a huge underdog Brazilian, Deiveson Figueiredo, over Cory Sandhagen. Easy money. Cash it in. That would be hilarious. That'd be too funny. Y'all thought. No, give me the favorite. I'm taking Sandman. Enter the Sandman. He looked incredible versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov would beat up Peter Yan. Yan beat Figueiredo, unanimous decision. MMA math tells me Cory Sandhagen is a pretty clear pick. Younger fighter, 2-inch reach advantage. And he's 6 inches taller in this fight. he's going to be at range, picking his shots, and beating down Deiveson Figueiredo, who's been knocked down before. He's been knocked out. Would not be shocked if it happens again. He had a cut open up. Doctor had to stop it. Deiveson has to be very aware and careful not to get hit too much. Cory Sandhagen has those sniper shots, flying knees, elbows that are sharp, will cut you open. I think a doctor will stop this fight at some point. Give me Cory Sandhagen. Knockout, main event here. Potential lock of the week. Great spot for him to get back into the win column. Figueiredo, unfortunately, Fight Fiends is past his prime. I've picked him before. He's made me money. He lost his last fight. I did have him to win in that one, underdog. At this point, he's an underdog again. A bigger underdog than he was versus Peter Yan. It's a sign. It's an indication. He's on a decline, a serious downfall in his career. Past his prime, it's Cory Sandhagen's time. Enter Sandman. He's getting it done by knockout. And for a round prediction, Fight Fiend says round 4. Cory Sandhagen, round 4 knockout, gets it done. That'll be his second knockout, round 4. I think Yadong Song was knocked out later in the fight versus Cory Sandhagen. It was a doctor stoppage. Last time Figueiredo was knocked out, it was a doctor stoppage versus Brandon Moreno. So the path to victory is there. I'm putting it together. Now let's get this money in Des Moines, Iowa. What do you have for a lock of the week parlay? I'm giving it $100 each and every full card prediction show. All what you got to do, comment your lock parlay below on this full card prediction show. Requirements: plus 100 odds or above. Use hashtag F3, and you got to get it done. Get the win in a tiebreaker. The highest odds will get the win. Plus 300 odds is a lot higher odds than a plus 100. So the plus 300 winner will get it done. Look at last week's winner. Bryn Ray had a plus 800. A plus 800. And another shout out, the MMA Husky Hustler. He was the other winner. We've had 3 winners so far. And his lock parlay, his Huskies parlay, it was very good as well. He got it done. Bryn Ray got it done. Now let's see what other Fight Fiend and forecaster can get it done this week. At UFC Des Moines, thanks everybody for tuning in each and every week, staying forecasted, and liking the videos, commenting, helping with the algorithm. It goes a long way, keeps me motivated.
Now let's keep the momentum going. We got money to make.
Anything is possible. Brought to you by Ian Gary, being Ian Machado Gary.